So we need to solve this equation. And the one thing I think is most important for us to notice before we start is that there is a negative sign in front of the parentheses. So we're going to have to distribute the negative. If that seems like a weird concept to you, you can think of it as distributing a -1. We're going to multiply by -1. Anytime there's not a number given, like for multiplication, that means 1. So there's this invisible 1. We can fill it in if that helps us, visualize better what's going on. We're gonna have to multiply -1 onto both terms inside the parentheses. So we're gonna multiply it onto that 30x and multiply it onto this 22. Let's follow the blue arrow first. -1 times 30x is gonna be -30x. The little dot for multiplication does not mean this is a separate term. Multiplication always attaches things together to create one term. Let's follow the green arrow. -1 multiplied by 22 is going to be -22. Those parentheses are no longer serving any function. I do not need to write them anymore. It's like, I had the Ziploc bag and I opened it up. I did everything negative, turned the opposite of whatever was inside that bag, and now the bag is gone. I opened it up. I can see what's inside. All right. Next step, trying to get the x by itself. We're going to have to get rid of the -30. I'm going to have to get rid of the -22. Order of operations says we do subtracting, adding first. So that means this 22 goes away. We do the opposite by adding. The -30 is going to drop down to our next line. 30x rather is going to drop down to our next line. Equal sign comes down. -622 plus 22 is going to give a -600. And then to get rid of this -30, which is attached by multiplication onto the x, I am going to divide. If you're unclear, you forgot, you can always look back to the very beginning of the problem where -30 was written with a multiplication symbol between the 30 and the x. So we know it was multiplied on there. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So I'm dividing both sides by -30. Let's move this answer box down so I have enough room to actually get an answer. So -30 divided by -30 goes away. The x still there. Equal sign comes down. -600 divided by -30. It's going to give me 200. X equals 200.